It's Nick from Unique Life Design here. As promised, I will make a video, well, probably it will be a couple of videos, detailing the winter damage our garden sustained. It was the worst winter for sure since we started doing tropical gardening. We had temperatures of -5 repeatedly and deep freezes, followed by heavy rain, followed by another deep freeze. So it's been like that. But hopefully now we had the last of the cold snaps. The winter, well, that's gonna be the spring cold snaps actually. So we had the last one behind us. I do hope it's the last, you never know. But with that in mind, I will go through the garden and I will be taking you through pretty much most of our plants, and I will be showing you how they coped. It's gonna be quite painful. We have some losses for sure, and we have some that, although they're not confirmed losses, pretty likely they will turn out to be. So yeah, bear with me and I will start one by one. This red cordyline here, it does not look too good. It's lost a lot of its leaves, but it does not look that. I'm sure, well, if I'm not sure, I'm not sure whether this growing point at the crown will recover, but I'm hoping that either it will resprout new growing head from the stem, or at the worst possible case it will start from the ground. But I've seen it growing to the side of the stem in other cases, so I think this will be okay. I have a little pleasant surprise for myself here. We had a juvenile over there, Cyathea australis tree fern, which I didn't have a lot of hope for, but actually if you look at it, there is no stem, there is no trunk. It was growing leaves directly from the ground, and actually I can see some new leaves coming. So yeah, that's fantastic news. The other one I want to show you here, that is unlikely survivor for me, Chamaerops microspadix. It has been in decline for quite some time, and it had only one head left. And actually, come to think of it, let me go quick. Yeah, check this one. Nah, although two of the leaves are still there. I am not sure. No, this is an outer leaf, so there is a chance. Yeah, it's actually growing. See? So that's fantastic news. So we still have one growing head on this one, which I didn't expect, to be honest. I would have thought everything would have gone by now. So yeah, the next one I want to show you, which is quite painful. Trachycarpus martianus Nepal. I pulled a couple of leaves from the middle, the new spear and another leaf, and I don't have much hope for it. I can still see some green on the outer leaves here and there, but it does not look too good. On the other hand, it is a Trachycarpus, so I will give it every chance. I will keep it till later as much as possible to see if it will start growing again. That will be it for it. So yeah, that's the next one. The tree fern, Dicksonia antarctica. I don't think it will have a problem. Let me check in the middle. Yeah, it looks okayish. So I'm sure it will start growing in due course. Yucca gloriosa variegata, unaffected. It laughed at the winter. So it's great. One of the things that I would always recommend to people considering tropical gardening in Britain, or Northern Europe for that matter, or anywhere that is cold for that matter, is to have a good framework of really hardy plants for their zone and for their climate to see. So whenever they have a bad winter, which does happen, as evident this year with me, at least they have a framework left of plants that are either unaffected or that will pull through, so they still have the look. And then if they have some losses, if they had some experiments that they were hoping will survive but they didn't for some reasons, they still have the garden and they can start and try other things as well. So sometimes actually is when you lose something, it's an opportunity to try something else. So you have to look positively at the things. As you can see, although I will show you quite a few very painful losses for ourselves, not least from what I can see here, you can probably see it in the middle, is mutilated Jubutia F2 in the middle of the picture, which I don't think will make it, but we are still giving it every chance. So at least you still have a lot of plants, you still have a tropical garden that you can enjoy. Okay, continuing. Getting off track here. What is this? So this is the small Trachycarpus princeps, no problem with it at all. Chamaerops humilis, yep. Next to it, Chamaerops humilis cerifera, no problem with it. As you can see, beautiful, tough as old boots. It's best to enjoy it. Behind it, I'm having a little bit unknown Trachycarpus other side. Well, it was bought under that name, so it's supposedly a type of Trachycarpus that is not found anywhere else apart from the few specimens that were sold there. So we will see what it will look like, but it looks happy after this winter, so which makes me happy. Okay, let me show you here. It's a little, yep, Jubutia F2 unaffected, so that is quite nice. What else I can show you? The beautiful Butia odorata that used to be called Butia capitata, and it's still known by that name for a lot of people, so no problem with it. Just growing. When it was smaller actually, and we had again challenging winter, it suffered some damage, but now it's well established and it's much bigger, so it doesn't seem to have sustained any damage at all. Next to it, let me, with the little gorilla figurine, small Yucca rostrata, no problem with it, which I'm quite happy to say there is a lot of plants that seems to have taken the bad winter quite well, but we will get to the ones that haven't. Behind it, another Dicksonia antarctica there is doing quite well, and now I'm getting to the challenge of reaching some of the plants so I can hope and show you. So yeah, let's try it. Here we have Tetrapanax Rex. Of course it has lost all its leaves, but it does not look too bad, so I think it will be okay. Let me just try. Ooh, it's actually, who knows, this is not good, but underneath it all, let me just help it by giving it a bit of air. So if it is a rotting process, hopefully it will stop it, and then it will find a way to grow again. I am pretty positive this one will start growing again. Here we have a collapsed Musa basjoo. pretty much collapsed to the ground, but I do hope, as they are root hardy, it will be okay. Here, from the back, I've rarely if ever taken footage from here. It is our biggest Chamaerops humilis. It's a lovely palm, no problem with it at all. Here is Rhapidophylum hystrix. As you can see at the back here, it really hasn't suffered any consequence. It is very slow growing, but it is growing consistently. I only had a problem with this palm once, and it was with the main stem, which it is, I believe, still growing, but it is at glacial pace. So the new heads, the smaller heads, has actually outgrown it, and they're beginning to outstrip it. But I'm happy anyway. Lovely palm. It's not very visible actually nowadays because it's towards the back, but it is a place where not many will survive because it doesn't see a lot of sun. But Rhapidophylum hystrix seems to be quite happy with it, so I'm happy. Here we have small Trithrinax campestris. I say small, and it is, but it's been with us, I don't know, maybe 7 years now, and it's been growing and it hasn't suffered any damage. Unfortunately, this is the pace it grows with, but it is growing every year consistently, 2 or 3 leaves, 2 heads, so I'm quite happy that this winter didn't give it any problems. Let me have a look here. Phoenix canariens, spearput. Unfortunately, don't think this one will make it. So, as you can see, a lot of our plants are quite close to each other. So one of the things that happens when we lose some is that it actually opens up space for the others. So yeah, one of the advantages that we have by having a lot of plants. When you lose some, there are still quite a few left to fill up the space. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see it at the back. This used to be Dasyllirion glaucophyllum, which frankly looks totally dead. I don't think this one will be growing any longer, but again, maybe we will try something else in its place. Here behind you can see Butia yatay. Butia yatay suffered quite a bit of damage, but the good news is that the middle leaves, the new spear, actually looks quite well. So I think this one will be okay. Another Musa basjoo here that is still upright, the stem, but it's pretty much will be growing from the beginning. I don't think it will have the size this year that it had before, or nowhere near even, but it's still quite good. Here I have Yucca. It's a hybrid of gloriosa, I believe, and yeah, it has been unaffected. As you can see, as I'm at a place that is quite difficult to reach, I can show you some plants from a different angle. So Trachycarpus fortunei, no problem at all with it. Next to it is the big Yucca rostrata. It doesn't seem to have any damage to. The huge Cordyline australis that we have, that also doesn't have to, well, it has some damage. I can see some brown leaves at the top, but I don't think it will be a problem. There are many heads there, so I think it will sail through. This is a small Yucca trichuliana. It has suffered some damage, and let me check it in the middle, but there's still some green leaves, and yeah, it looks like it will make it. And frankly, this was the pup of another one, the big one that we had that died. We didn't have much space where to put it, so we put it in a place where it does not get a lot of sun. It's behind a lot of plants in the middle of the jungle. So with few of those plants that won't be able to make it, I'm thinking we may even move it to a better place, which will give it a chance to grow better. So yeah, that's small Yucca trichuliana. Now this is our two-headed beast, Dicksonia antarctica with 2 heads. Yep. As the others, I hope, although it has lost most of its leaves, it will go through it. It will grow and it won't have a problem. Next to me here, today I took a route that I almost never take through our plants, which is quite challenging because my wife loves her roses, but they love to catch me with their thorns. So this is the Trachycarpus principes hybrid that we have. It's growing, no problem at all. It's getting bigger and bigger, filling up the space. So over there it's another Butia behind it, which I will try to show you. But it has suffered very badly, and frankly I don't expect it to make it. I have already put 2 leaves, and another one looks like it needs pulling. Let me go and try. So I don't think this one will make it. Yep. And it is quite painful because it was really beautiful and really unusual. No, this one does not coming off, but it does not look good either. So I know some people recommend to treat them and they start rotting like this, spear pulling and so on, and we have done before in the past, but frankly I will have to share with you, it almost never made any difference. So whether this will be fungicide or the other chemical solutions that are recommended out there, apparently they work for some people, but for us they never seem to make a difference. So at the end we decided whichever ones decide to go through, well, to survive damage, it just pushes through at the end, and the others are just gone. So this one, we will be giving it every chance to survive because it's a beauty, but I'm not sure it will. Okay, next one I'm gonna show you is the big leaf magnolia, the blue leaves, which looks okay. It actually looks it started growing. We took it as a very small plant last year, but I'm pleasantly surprised that it looks okay. It hasn't suffered, so, and it will probably need a bit of space, well, more than a bit of space when it grows. So even if the Butia close to it decides to leave us, I think we already have something to fill its space, so maybe we will try something smaller here, but we will see. Yucca linearifolia, no problems with it, looks quite happy actually. There are a few yuccas and few, as I told you, we have a good framework of quite hardy plants, that even the worst of winters that we had so far in the past, what, 10-11 years since we've been doing tropical gardening, it does not seem to affect them much, especially once they're established. So this is one of those plants that I love. So it looks great actually after this winter. So yeah, that's a good news. In the middle there, this stump used to be Sabao urisana. I'm saying used to be because it's quite obvious that it's already gone. So it's quite painful. But it never really took off. It's been growing really slowly over a number of years, and it's slowly pretty much declining, and this winter just finished it off. Here, Dasyllirion longissimum, as expected, it's looking quite well. So yeah, another plant that I would recommend to a lot of people, depending on where they live. But for us, it's been a consistent performer. Jubutia chilensis. Yep, queen of the pounds for me, especially the feather pounds. The most cold hardy, the most resilient to our wet climate and cold and damp and the lack of sun and everything else that is happening. And I can go on because this winter really got on my nerves, to be honest with you, and I can't wait for it to finish. But yeah, this one is unaffected, it's as beautiful as ever, it's even growing, I believe, as we speak, so that's a good news. Dasyllirion microhuensis is looking really well, probably helped by the cover it has of the Jubutia leaves above it. So yeah, this one looks happy, which is great. Next to me here, Yucca decipiens. It doesn't seem too bad, although even before the winter it had some problems. It looks, and it started tilting to one side, so I'm not sure whether long term it will be viable. It even had a little one coming out. Yes, it's still here. The little one does not look too good, but it does not look bad either. So let me check this one. Yeah, I can see this one here has suffered some damage, which may eventually kill it, but I will be enjoying it as long as we have it and as long as it is growing. And even if this one does kill it, this canker, it looks like it, at least we have the small one growing next to it, so we will have the replacement ready. Hopefully in 2-3 years it will have look close to what the mother had, the mother plant. This hardy bromelate, Fascicularia bicolor, if I'm pronouncing it even closely, remotely correctly. Yeah, it's been going through all kinds of winters with us, and it's always here, and it's actually, we have it a few places around all gardens, and it's a been consistent performance too, and this particular one has not been affected by the winter, which is great for us. The Butia hardy cactus we had, it was actually flowering and fruiting last year, and apparently you can even eat the fruits if you are brave enough. But although it's tilted to one side, it doesn't seem that to me, which is hopefully it will start growing again this year. Now probably the most painful side for me. Jubutia F2. We've already put 2 or 3 leaves from the middle, so unfortunately it does not look it's gonna make it. Again, we are hoping for a miracle here, and we are leaving it probably until, I don't know, maybe June or May, or until we lose every little bit of green that gives us hope at the moment. And it's not a lot of hope, as you can see. Anyway, we had it for maybe 3 years. It was lovely while it was here, but unfortunately this is probably the last time I'm giving it a go. We've tried before smaller specimens. This one was quite the specimen, and we lost this one too, so I don't think it's viable long term for us. So yeah, that's quite painful. This Yucca unfortunately looks gone. I don't think it will recover. It's not looking too good. The banana stamped next to it, again Musa basjoo. We will be waiting for it to recover, but when and how big it will grow this year, if it does grow from the ground up, we will see. Behind it, Chamaerops humilis, no problem with it. Here we have a couple of Cycas revolutus. The leaves are gone, as you can see, but I do believe that well, at least I hope. Let me just try and check in the middle how it's not mushy. The trunk is looking good. It is similar to this one here. This one even have a little bit of green on the leaves, so even better. So yeah, these ones, I hope it will go through it. Another small Yucca here. I'm not quite sure exact type, but it's small, it never grows big, and it's lovely, no problem with it. Chamaerops humilis Etna star, again as expected, no problem with it. Next to it, let me probably give you a better look at it. I'm not sure if it's the better look. Yeah, this Butia, canariens yatay, and although it has some damage, I don't think it will have problem long term, so I'm quite happy about it. Brachea armata, yep, I was hoping for a better news here, but I can see the new spear looks like it's rotting, so this does not look good. Let me check it. The good news is that you cannot pull it up, so hopefully the damage is not deep. Right. The other one looks quite fresh, so I'm unable to pull it out as of yet. So hopefully, even if you lose this new spear, it will still start growing from the growing point, and it won't be fatal. So Yucca elephantippus next to the barbecue, it lost its leaves, but the trunk is not gone. Next to it, and I cannot get there, but it's little Phoenix pteroprasti, which unfortunately looks dead. So this one is a loss as well. Trachycarpus wagnerianus, no problem with it. Cycas panzihuensis over there, lost the older leaves, but the new leaves are actually still green, so It lives up to its name, the cold hardy sago palm. Next to it is Butia, although a lot of damage on the leaves. The middle looks promisingly green, so I don't think we will be losing this one. That's my sincere hope anyway. Chamaerops, Vulcano, no problem with it. Behind it, interestingly, this Musa basjoo has not collapsed to the ground as yet, but yeah, it's not gonna be a great year for the bananas because they will have to start from the beginning, or at least after a quite big setback, for sure. This is a little Trachycarpus fortunae we have here, no problem with it. Yucca elephantippus lost all leaves, but there are, I mean, I do believe it will have a new growing point soon. That's what they usually do. So Brachea edulis, it has quite a bit of damage, even the middle leaves, even the new spear, but I'm unable to pull it up, so hopefully the damage is superficial and it will, as it grows quite fast, it will grow out of it. Here we have the stump of Cordyline torbei daswer, the yellow Cordyline. Does not look good at all, unfortunately. Let me check. And the stem is quite mushy, so I do believe if it starts growing again, it will start from the ground. If not, probably we will need to replace it. Here is one unexpected spear pull, Butia cherry, the dwarf Butia. It has been through bad winters before, it didn't seem to have any problems, but this year the new leaf spear pulled, and you can see now I actually put the next one. That's not a good sign, but it's a tough little Butia, and I will be giving it every chance to hopefully survive. Behind it, little Yucca thompsoniana. It seems that something munched on it, so it's not so much the winter that has damaged it as some animals. So I think this one will be okay, and it will be starting to grow again. Trachycarpus manipur, no problems, looking lovely actually, as if it was, the weather is, it was all good actually. So that's nice to see. Next to it, Chamaedorea radicalis, as usual, very reliable, doing very well. We have quite a few of those here and there around the garden. They're great for filling up places under storage and so on. Actually, let me show you, let's have a look the other one too that we have here. Yep, this one looks nice too, next to the frog bird bath. Cordyline chocomint, it looks surprisingly well. It had suffered damage last winter, and as you can see, it started growing two heads from the ground, and I'm pleasantly surprised to see that they look okay. I don't think we will lose this one, so yeah, that's great. Next to it, Mimosa summer chocolate. You cannot not tell because it usually loses all its leaves during the winter, but it does not seem too bad, so this gives me hope we didn't lose it. Actually, the big Mimosa Cyathea deobata at the back that was in flower, it seemed to suffer worse than this one that is less hardy, according to everybody. But maybe because this one was hibernating and this one wasn't, at the back over there. So maybe this is how it affected them. Another Butia here, Aerius fata, I'm told. So yeah, it looks beautiful. Hybrid Yucca between rostrata and rigida. It doesn't seem to have any problems. I will be interested to see how would the passion fruit do. We have the standard edible passion fruit, quite established here, a few other places actually. So I'm hoping this will survive, but you never know. We actually bought a few other types of passion fruit plants, so at the moment you can't say much, but it does seem to me that they will survive. They don't look dead to me. Kumquat, we've never eaten fruits from this one, but it looks quite happy, unaffected by the winter. We have the strawberry tree next to it. Again, no problems with it. Here in the little island, as you can probably see the stamp of it, we had the pink passion Cordyline, which looks dead. Fortunately, we have experienced that it died already once and resurrected itself. It started growing from the ground and it again became quite nice plant. So yeah, we'll be waiting, and I do hope it will come up again. Chamaerops humilis, single stem, next to the hot tub, no problems, looking great. We bought last year those little flamingo glow, basjoo, and unfortunately it looks like we lost them both. It's on the other side of the steps as well, but it does not look promising. Hopefully they will surprise us and start growing from under the ground. What is here? It is our other Butia grus. And although at some point it looked even better looking than its cousin over there, now it's not looking too good. But still, let me check the middle. The middle looks, let me check it. The middle looks fresh. So this gives me hope that it will start growing. Of course, it's quite the specimen. It will be crying shame if you lose it, but the new ones looks healthy, so this gives me hope. Furcrea Parmentieri, yeah, it looks pretty much gone. Again, we'll be giving it a chance. I do not know even whether they have a chance to recover. So this was the first Furcrea we have of such size, but it does not look promising, as you can see. Next to it, Trachycarpus nova, beautiful palm, fast growing, getting bigger every year. Our bamboo, still looking good, although it is flowering, so the black bamboo is expected to die, as we were told. So let's see what will happen at the end. Actually, it's not only the black bamboo that is flowering, the green bamboo is flowering too. So whether this will indeed be the end. We'll live and see. Nolina nelsonii, no problems with it. As you can see, looking fresh, looking nice. Next to it is another Butia, Butia rheosfata, which, although it lost most of its leaves, the middle ones, the new ones, look quite fresh, and it seems like it's growing actually that early in the year, which is always a good sign. Dasyllirion wheelery, for me, it's always been a great performer, quite established. So yeah, it seems that even this winter couldn't get to it. So it's worth all the thorns and all the cuts I've received from it. Checking on the little Sabao Lisa, whether this will be the true variant or not, we don't know. That is here. That was put here because of a lack of space. So yeah, this one looks alive and happy. So who knows, it may even get the place of the Sabao Urisana that looks dead over there, because this definitely is not a great place and not enough space for it to grow. So yeah, we'll see. Small Yucca faxoniana, the outer leaves still green, but the new leaf seems to be rotting, so quite a bit of damage. Not sure if it will make it, but yeah. Sabao minor, slow grower as you all know, but it looks fine. It doesn't seem, still looks juvenile, but it's been with us quite a few years now. But it started as a small plant, to be fair, so I can't really complain. It's looking healthy, it's looking growing, so yeah, that's good news. Yucca elephantippus jewel, again lost all its leaves. We will see. It's expected to get new leaves soon. Our biggest bananas, they look like they will have to start growing from the ground again, and their size will be much smaller for quite a few years now. Small Trachycarpus wagnerianus princeps, as expected, no problems with it. Here is the Butia paraguayensis, another one that I've been nursing for years, and unfortunately it looks that the mission won't be successful. It already spear pulled and it does not look good, so hopefully it will recover, but the chances are not good. Here we have the other Trachycarpus hybrid, Wagnerianus nanus, looking fresh, and here it will be a very painful one, I believe. Washingtonia robusta, quite a big one. So let me check in the middle. It does not look good. I'm not sure whether it will recover or not, but the signs are not great. Actually, I can see some green here at the base, which is actually a good sign. So I can see some green, so it does seem like it's pushing up new leaves, and if that's the case, because it's quite fast growing for a palm, it has a chance of survival, and I cannot pull out the spear, which is another good sign. So yeah, fingers crossed for this one. Okay, here we have a little Chamaedorea radicalis. So okay, this was pretty much it, guys. Thank you for listening. I pretty much, I believe, covered most of our tropical plants in the back garden. So if you have any questions, ask me in the comments below. And if you want to get a bit more, you can subscribe too. Wow, it's the first time I'm actually saying live in a video, please subscribe. I don't know why, I'm probably shy. But yeah, if you want to see a bit more and keep contact, do that. We'll be still working on our garden. We will be probably moving some of the plants or getting some new plants to try to keep it as good looking as possible. So yeah, have a great day.